So, you're planning a visit to the Bay of Islands and wondered if Charlie's Rock is worth adding to your itinerary. In my opinion, the answer is yes, but there are a few things that you need to know before you visit. Hello guys, this is the Broland here. If you're new to my channel, I basically do virtual tours and then give it a rating at the end. If you have any questions about this video, please leave it below. So without further ado, let's begin the virtual tour. Alright folks, the virtual tour has now begun. I'm going to kick things off by doing a driving virtual tour. Now if you head in that direction there, that will take you to the Kerikeri Basin. So we're going to go the opposite way, which will take us to Charlie's Rock. Now there are some things that you need to know about this video. This video was recorded on the second week of January 2026, which is the peak summer season here in New Zealand. And it's also the peak tourism season here in the Bay of Islands, so it can get very crowded here in Paihia and Kerikeri. Alright, some tips. I guess the first one will be the location, which can be a bit of a challenge. So an easy way to explain it to you is that if you follow the road that I'm going on and you reach the one-way bridge, you're virtually there. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, parking. Parking can be a bit of a challenge. And you've got two options, which is either park at the boat ramp or at the pack house, or you have to cross the one-way bridge and park on the grassed area there. So that's where the overflow goes. And we're just about there, and we can show you what I mean. But if I draw your attention to your left, you will see the start of the Charlie's Rock Trail right there. There it is. That's where we're going to head on. So there we go. There is the one-way bridge, and I'm going to head right to the boat ramp. And today I'm very lucky. Yes, normally there's no parking there, and it's a very, very hot day too, so I was very, very lucky. Alright, now that we have arrived, just a quick summary of the parking situation. So you can either park at the boat ramp or the pack house on the left, or if there's no car parks, you have to go across the road over the one-way bridge and park over there and then walk on over. So anyway, let's head over to the midpoint of this trail. Alright, the midpoint has been reached, and you would have seen the track condition leading up to this point was nice and flat. But here's where things get very interesting, because from the midpoint to Charlie's Rock, the track is going to get absolutely rough. And the closer you get to Charlie's Rock, the more rougher it gets. So please pay attention to what you're seeing right now before you decide to visit. Alright, this is probably the most clearest that I've ever seen it in my experience. I've been to Charlie's Rock a few times, and sometimes the shrub can actually overgrow and hide the track, and you can't really see where you're going, well, what direction to go, and that could potentially happen to you. So if that does happen to you, I highly recommend that you turn the other way and go back home. So I don't want you guys to deal with that, and or even get hurt. So yeah. The other thing too is that the track is very narrow as well, as you can see right here. So sometimes you have to like shimmy across to allow each other to pass, but sometimes you might get caught in the gorse and stuff like that. So you have to find a spot and then shimmy across. So there's a bit of coordination there, and that could potentially happen to you. The other thing too, you got to have very, very good footwear. Like I was saying, the closer you get to Charlie's Rock, the more difficult it gets, the track. So just be aware of that. And if we had a lot of rain, just the level of difficulty just increases, you know what I mean? So make sure that you have very, very good footwear. So now we've just arrived at Charlie's Rock. So now let's take a look and then head back to the car park. Alright folks, that is Charlie's Rock done and dusted, so there's a lot to unravel in this review, so let's begin with the favourites. Now I only have one, and that is the views at Charlie's Rock. Yeah, it's quite good. I'm talking about views like this, you know, sort of like circumnavigate around the Charlie's Rock and just soak it all in. So yeah, very nice views at Charlie's Rock. So that is favourite, and my only favourite for Charlie's Rock. Now, dislikes. Well, I only have one. And that will be the track from the midway point to Charlie's Rock. Yes, like I was saying in the video, the level of difficulty just gets more challenging as you get closer to Charlie's Rock, so just be aware of that. And it can get even more challenging if you had really heavy rain on the day prior, or even on the day. So, you know, if that actually happens, I wouldn't recommend going. So that's the other thing about it. So yeah, that's my only dislike for Charlie's Rock. Now, what I might do is actually share something new, which is the negative Google reviews. So I'm going to pick them out and try and resolve them. So here we go. First one here on the negative list. Yeah, it's got here, the instructions given by GPS is very wrong. It tells you to go down someone's driveway. It seems the owner got upset by all these unwanted people. Oh my gosh. Wow. And actually this comment was actually repeated multiple times in Google reviews too. So yeah, I feel sorry for the guy, eh? Oh my gosh. So anyway, actually we can actually resolve that. Actually, I did resolve it at the start of this video. So here it is here. I came up through the landing. That's the street right here, and that's the street heading up towards Opito Bay. And my tip is that once you reach the one-way bridge, you're virtually at the start of the Charlie's Rock trail, and that's all it is. And once you reach the one-way bridge, you just got to find a car park, which is either at the jetty, the pack house, or if they're both full, just head over across the road, across the one-way bridge, sorry, and find a car park there. So yeah, there it is. That's the first one resolved in Google reviews. Next one. We tried the walk today. Firstly, there's no signage. Well, there is one now, so that one's resolved. Negotiate a deep culvert. Oh, that's resolved. That's no longer there. And the first part of the track is fine. And oh yeah, there we go. Was fine, then it deteriorated badly, so they're talking about the midpoint of the trail with parts of it just deep bog. Yeah, there we go. So even if you have great footwear, it's going to be a bit of a massive challenge actually. So you know what I mean, and it can be very, very risky because you don't know what's on the bottom of that bog, you know what I mean. So you know, yeah, I wouldn't risk it, eh? Like if it rains pretty hard and you're heading up towards Charlie's Rock, I would highly recommend you don't do it. So it sort of stops you from risking getting an injury. So yeah, so my comment to that one there is if it's heavy rain, don't go. Yeah, there we go. You know, I don't want you guys to get over there and put your foot into the deep bog and then twist your ankle and stuff like that. That's not very good. And I guess this comment here goes on to say that they had to try and climb on the side, trying to actually climb on the side where the rocks are. So they're trying to shimmy around the trail, which is not very good, very unsafe. And I wouldn't, yeah, like I was saying, well, I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, there we go. I've resolved that situation for you. If it's quite rainy, don't go. Yes. So let's head on to the next Google review. Says here, a little disappointed by this mini waterfall located opposite the parking lot. It's a small waterfall with a bridge where there's a lot of traffic. Not very interesting. Oh man, each to their own, I suppose. Yeah, so hopefully I showed enough content there to justify visiting Charlie's Rock. And I think this person is mistaken the waterfall for something else. But it is what it is. So anyway, we resolved a couple of those Google negative reviews, so keep that in mind before you visit Charlie's Rock. Right, rating 4. I'll probably give that a 4. You know, I enjoyed Charlie's Rock, and I've been here many times, and I was very lucky today because that's the clearest that I've ever seen it. Sometimes I see the shrub on the side of the track get overgrown and cover the track as well, so that can be quite frustrating too, you know what I mean? You don't know what's in that long grass, so if you try and part it away, you might get cut or get injured. I wouldn't risk it, so yeah, if that happens, like I was saying, if the shrub is overgrown, you can't see the track, just turn around and go back. But nevertheless, it's definitely worth a fall. You know, great views if you head over there. It's a mission to get there, but you know, it's not too bad. So yeah, is it worth visiting? Wow. Let me put it this way, like if you had one more place to visit at the Bay of Islands and you had to choose between Rainbow Falls or Charlie's Rock, I'll hands down go Rainbow Falls. I mean, if you miss it, you miss it. I mean, there's no train smash there, but if it's on your bucket list of things to do in the Bay of Islands, then I would highly recommend doing it, but just be aware of some of the things that I mentioned earlier in this video as well, you know, so don't want to risk you guys getting injured. Yeah. The other things that you have to be mindful of too is that there's no places to put rubbish, so you once you head over there and use any items and stuff like that, make sure you bring your rubbish back. And also I don't know, actually there is no toilets there, so I don't know what people do up there. So yeah, just be aware of that as well, especially if you've got a young family. But yeah, if it's worth visiting and it's on your bucket list of things to do, then yeah, go ahead and do it. But you know, like I was saying, if it's quite rainy and stuff like that, very heavy downpour, and if you're planning a visit, I highly recommend that you don't do it. Yeah, there we go. That's me just summing it up for Charlie's Rock. So yeah, there you go. That's Charlie's Rock, 4 out of 5. Definitely worth doing if it's on your bucket list things to do. And just be aware of the pitfalls of Charlie's Rock, especially the midpoint out towards Charlie's Rock. Like I was saying, it gets quite tricky from the midpoint to Charlie's Rock, yeah, because it gets quite challenging, very challenging. Yes, and if you don't have great flexibility at all, because there'll be times where you have to put your leg up quite high, so you know there's a risk of injury there. If you don't have that ability, well, I highly recommend that you don't do it. Yes, yeah. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any questions about Charlie's Rock, please do leave a comment below. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers, guys.